Good evening, I'm Keisha Butts with a CTV News update. It's not a number to brag about. Prince George's this week reported its 19,000th case of COVID-19. It's the highest number statewide. Patricia Vallone has more.
The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the county is almost 20,000 with nearly 700 deaths. Now the rate of positivity remains at 6.5%. That's an 85% decrease since April. But the county says the rate of infection has been increasing since the July 4th weekend.
We've seen a slight increase in the numbers between 20 and 29 years of age, just a bump. Well, it's because, we're testing more. We're getting more young people to come in for testing. But I don't think that's any significant indicator.
And I want to be clear about something. We were hit hard, but it was not because we are a majority black county. I've unfortunately heard that said. It is not true. COVID-19 is not a pre-existing condition, or is not also because we're a large Latino population, or because we somehow disregarded the safety precautions. None of those things are true.
Regarding the opening of schools this fall, Alsobrooks says the health, safety, and welfare of students is a top priority.
And so we're, careful in terms of this decision because we know it has consequences. We lost a few teachers this year who died of COVID-19. This is not a joke. So we know also that this spreads. So we have to be really careful in the decision we make.
The executive says local police reform efforts will be virtual and transparent. And regarding a tax plan before the county council, Alsobrooks says that she does not agree with the plan and thinks the timing of it could not be worse.
Now the county says if you get a call on your phone that says MD COVID, to please answer it. It's a contact tracer, and the county wants to reach you to prevent the spread of the virus. From Chevrolet, I'm Patricia Vallone, CTV News.
Prince George's accounts for a quarter of Maryland's COVID-19 cases. As COVID-19 cases rise across the nation, Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich says his jurisdiction will remain in phase 2 of reopening for the time being. Elrich says he's concerned about skyrocketing cases in other states and says reclosing businesses would be more difficult than earlier shutdowns.
We're already watching states roll back some of their openings, too many crowds, too much of a bar scene, and all of that's had a negative impact elsewhere. And so while we're watching cases skyrocket in a number of states and a general upward trend in the United States, we're trying to keep ourselves on a different trend.
Also, Elrich has asked various county departments to submit plans for spending cuts by up to 6%. The number of Americans who filed for unemployment benefits last week fell for the 14th straight week to 1.3 million new claims. But in Maryland and Virginia, the numbers were up. The number of new filings in Maryland rose by 10,000 when compared to the previous week. In Virginia, there were 1,000 more claims. In the district, the number of new claims fell by nearly 600. The nation's high court issued a mixed verdict that will keep President Trump's financial records out of the public eye for the time being. In a 7-2 ruling, the justices upheld the Manhattan District Attorney's demand for Trump's tax returns, but kept a hold on other financial records that Congress has been seeking for more than a year. The court rejected Trump's argument that the president is immune from investigation while in office. The decision returns the case to the lower courts. Trump called the ruling a political prosecution. The new school year is just around the corner, and county officials are still considering how to proceed with instruction. School officials say they're working with the State Department of Education and local health experts to determine the best course. Whether there's in-person or distant learning this fall, some fear that COVID-19 has created an academic gap. We recently spoke with school board member Rahila Ahmed about this concern.
There are still so many students that have not received the quality and the level of education that is needed to make sure that they're set up for the next school year. And that's really scary. To think that there are students that have not received that learning that they're entitled to, and that they should be receiving to make sure that they are ready to go.
PGCPS says it's considering a hybrid form of distance and in-person learning. Local elections officials expect to run into some challenges this fall. This comes after Governor Larry Hogan issued an order giving voters options to cast ballots on Election Day. Hogan directed the State Board of Elections to open early voting centers and every polling location across Maryland, allowing residents to vote in person. To accommodate residents who don't want to vote in person, Hogan has ordered election officials to mail out absentee ballot applications. To receive a ballot, you must return the application by mail.
We being every election director in the state of Maryland, we're a little disappointed with the directive because we're, let's face it, we're still in the midst of a pandemic. And it's, to find for a county the size of Prince George's County, 3,500 election judges to manage the polling places, it's difficult under normal circumstances. So during the pandemic, we definitely think that we're going to have some challenges in recruiting poll workers and training them.
County Elections Administrator Alexander is encouraging voters to utilize mail-in ballots in early voting sites. A local daycare firm hit hard by the pandemic is attempting to make a comeback. Katara Jones is standing by with the story.
Providers are suffering. They're suffering right now.
A child care crisis is brewing across the country. And Dana Miller, the owner of Little Smiling Faces, a daycare center in Bowie and Upper Marlboro, is feeling the impact.
We're operating in the negative because, parents are afraid to bring their children, rightfully so. But we're struggling to be here. We still have to pay our rent and utilities and all those things and, continue to provide the quality services that we always had.
Due to the spread of the coronavirus, she was forced to close her doors back in March. More than 3 months later, the childcare facility has reopened one location at a limited capacity.
We decided to do was we opened up 2 rooms, so we split the children. We only had 14 children enrolled at this time.
Miller's business isn't the only child care center that has been hit hard by the economic downfall. The director of Greenbelt Children's Center, Flora Gee, is concerned about continued limited enrollment.
Programs are going to have to raise their rates very high. Every space is going to have to cost a lot more because you still have to maintain all these expenses. So then it becomes a question of equity and access.
To help cover the growing costs, Natalie Miller, a parent at Little Smiling Faces, created a GoFundMe page to raise $10,000.
Child care centers have to be there at the end of this. They have to be because otherwise parents can't go back to work.
Reporting in Upper Marlboro, Katara Jones, CTV News.
Hi everybody, welcome to this CTV Sports Report. Tonight we are talking Major League Baseball. The Baltimore Orioles continue to prepare for the 2020 season with Spring Training 2.0 at Camden Yards. The players are happy to be back playing baseball, but it's been a very, very odd 2020 season.
It was honestly very strange because I live there in the off season, so I get to go into the clubhouse and use the complex in the off season, work out, train, hit, do all that stuff. So to be in Sarasota and not be able to go into the complex was very strange. But out of that, I got a home gym and met some cool other people that live in the area that have cages in their backyards and stuff. So, that was fun to be able to go somewhere else and hit. But yeah, like you said, it was very strange.
Couldn't wait to get back to a ball field. I was actually kind of going a little crazy sitting at home, just playing catch and throwing bullpens. So to be back at the field and get going again, it's really exciting and it's fun to be back with everybody. I was throwing a bunch during the quarantine break, and I don't feel like I ever got behind. If anything, I stayed ahead of the curve. So I would say it's all game ready.
I think it's going well. Obviously, a lot of things are different, but right now it's the new norm for us, and just trying to get used to all the different little things that we have to do. But I think it's going well. Me personally, it's going well. just trying to take it for what it is right now. Obviously, we still got to get our work in any way we can, and try to treat everything on the field as normal as possible. I mean, once we get out there, it's the same game. So it makes being out there a lot more comfortable, I guess, because in the clubhouse, it's a lot different.
And we'll stay with baseball and we'll head to South Korea for KBO action, where today Tyler Wilson was on the mound for the LG Twins as they take on the Doosan Bears. Wilson went 6 innings in this one with a couple of strikeouts, but gave up this home run to Jose Miguel Fernandez as the Bears defeated the Twins 6-0. Wilson checked in after his start.
It was a grinder, man. I feel like this whole year has been a grinder, and I've been waiting to kind of turn that corner physically and things start to pick up, but it just quite hasn't happened. So, but baseball is a game where it challenges you to just put your nose down and keep working and fight and not make excuses for yourself, as many opportunities as there are to do so in the game, but in life too.
And that is your CTV Sports Report.
And that is your CTV News Update. Join us tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Good night.
For the latest information on COVID-19 in Maryland, visit the State Health Department website. That's health.maryland.gov. Again, health.maryland.gov. Click the link to the COVID-19 information portal. There you'll find all the latest information about coronavirus. You'll find daily updates on cases and fatalities. Answers to questions about testing and the governor's stay-at-home order are available as well. For specific information about Prince George's, visit princegeorgescountymd.gov. That's princegeorgescountymd.gov. The site offers information about local services for residents and businesses. There's a link for COVID-19 relief donations. Also, food pantry locations are listed. And if you have any questions, call the county COVID-19 hotline at 301-883-6627. That's 301-883-6627.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi. Wait a second.
Do you know who I am?
Julia.
This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those 2 girls.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody.
Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
Here are your AARP top tips on caregiver preparedness during coronavirus. First, form a caregiving team. Create a list of people in your family and friend network who can help with caregiving tasks. Take an inventory of supplies in your loved one's home. Try to have a 2-week supply of essential items. Make a list of the care recipient's medications and medical contacts. Be sure to have prescriptions on hand and ask the pharmacist for an extra 30-day supply. Make a plan to stay connected. To prevent social isolation, set up available technology to help loved ones stay connected and schedule regular chats. Finally, maintain your own self-care. Follow the Centers for Disease Control's guidelines for coronavirus safety. And have a backup plan for care in case you become ill. For more caregiving tips during the coronavirus pandemic, go to aarp.org/caregiving.